right, we'll stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we got a nice audience here tonight. Welcome. Clerk, roll call.
Trustee Sewell.
Yeah.
Trustee Stewart, is he still here? Absent. Trustee Ball.
Present.
Gunther.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Here. And we'll start with public comment. Feel free to step to the mic. If anybody has any public comment. Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda, items A through E.
So you've got the minutes from the last regular meeting, and then you have reports from the assessor, highway commissioner, myself, and Supervisor Cox.
Motion approved consent agenda, A through E.
I'll second that.
Okay, no other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Sewell.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gunther.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes. Next item is the approval of bills and clerk.
So first on the list, general assistance, we had expenditures for the month of $1,324.39.
And just want to let everybody know, we had two general assistance cases come forward. And there's also a good story too about one we've done a few months ago. We're kind of tracking it just to see how it's working out, and so far so good. So,
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
okay, no other questions, roll call.
Trustee Ball.
Yes.
Gunther.
Yes.
Sewell.
Yeah.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
Okay, under road and bridge, we had expenditures of $161,497.16.
Motion approved.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Gunther.
Yes.
Sewell.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
Nothing under road and bridge equipment. In the town fund, we had expenditures of $109,310.83.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
And just want to mention, I put it on the website as well, but the performance to budget, our actual annual year ends on the 31st of this month, so we're just a couple of weeks away, and we are at budget or under budget on all the line items, but it's really gonna help me moving forward, because there's a few areas like the utilities, they're gonna have to go up a little bit next year. You know, but most overall, I'm pretty happy with where we're at, and you can see the percentages that are in front of you there. But we'll have, when we do our budget in June, it's gonna go way down this year, because again, the parking lot is gonna be coming off, so that's gonna be nice. Roll call.
Trustee Sewell.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Gunther.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
And the last one, the senior center expenditures for the month were $8,521.16.
You want to talk about that now?
Yeah, sure, yeah. You can, and let's have, you wanna have a motion in a second, then we can ask questions?
I'll motion to approve.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, yeah. And I guess maybe this might even answer your question, because I went to Gabby today, because our building fund has a lot of expenditures but no deposits, because a lot of those expenditures are the Volkswagen trips. She made it to the bank on March 1st. So a lot of the deposit is a day late, because we're looking at month to month on that. On there, the lunch money we're doing well on lunch, as you see. It's almost like if we could take some of that and then put it in the building fund, but our lunch money's been up because of our folks coming in and things like that, but the building fund is down a little bit. And just so everybody knows, that money comes out of the programs for seniors. If I have to, that's what we budget for. I think we approved $25,000 last year for the whole year. And what I do is I move that money from programs to seniors to the building fund when we need it. But we had spoke about this. I think that actually should be in the budget, in my opinion. Senior citizen building fund, or lunch program.
Right.
Move
A
it.
separate line item.
Right,
Yes.
separate, yeah. Did you have other questions?
No, I was gonna talk about, the month end, you know, I don't know if that's something we need to talk about, or
Oh.
you're just gonna change it, make
Yeah.
it from month to month.
I was
instead
gonna
of-
mention it later, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that would, because it would really help with the senior center. You're right.
Yeah, I think it's
For
smart
sure.
to,
Forever, and I talked to Jen today about road and bridge, and she said it would be no problem down there. And so just kind of making that transition at the end of our year might be the best way to do it. What he's talking about is, talk to Jim
Yeah,
about
the
it too.
overlap.
Right, it's just, it's hard to track actual, what we're doing, because we're voting 2 weeks after the, so anyway, it's kind of confusing to track the numbers. So instead, vote on the month, starting on March 1st to March 30th, 31st, and then.
From now on.
Right, so what we would have to do is one meeting, like say the next meeting, we would vote on all the bills from March 14th, 13th through March 31st. And then we would be on track, so,
Whatever.
okay, all right.
We need to vote on that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't voted on that. Senior center bills?
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
Do we have to, like, put that in the, bylaws or anything, or?
I'll look at it. I
don't
talked to
think
you
that's
guys
in the
today about
bylaws,
it.
But I'd have to look.
I wouldn't think the bylaws are that specific as to when the bills have to be approved, but we could double check that.
Yeah.
I think as long as they're approved at some point,
Okay.
there's nothing that specific.
All right, yeah, and I talked to them today about it too. So what I'll do is I'll send out an email, we'll look at it all, and then I'll let
I
everybody
mean,
know how it's
we're
going.
gonna be, it would be 13 days behind.
Yeah,
That's the worst we could ever be.
right, but it really helps, our office, I mean, we're scrambling, I mean,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
and sometimes we have to wait to write a check.
I never
and-
worked at a place that does it that way.
I think I asked for this like 2 years ago.
No, I agree, we should have done it a long time ago.
Just,
So,
yeah.
so, okay, we'll make the change, I'm glad you guys are for it. Okay.
And make it permanent.
All right. Reports by officers and committees. Kathy's here, our highway commissioner.
I have my profit and loss, she only gave me the one for the general fund, but I've looked at all of them, and all of ours are within budget or, under, so.
Even asphalt?
What?
Even asphalt?
Yes, even the area of road maintenance, so, that was kind of one of those funds though that we've paid out a lot of money for the canal job, all of our equipment rental and that, we're taking out of that because the money's gonna go back into that fund. So, we are actually about done digging, we've about got that done, so hopefully this week we're gonna finish up, as long as it doesn't get real wet. And, then we will have hydro seeding, and Madison County is helping us with that, so, like I said before, that saves us about $100,000, that we don't have to have a company come in and do it, that we'll be working with them to do it ourselves, so. Also too, we started on the Lebanon Road project, well, when I say we, we're not personally doing it, but, the project has been started, and if you drive out there, you'll see, a lot of trees down right now, and, a lot of things happening out there, so, they told me that the project will probably take approximately 2 years to complete, just so you know that. Besides that, we had a surprise snow in there. We decided that when the weatherman says it's not gonna be much, we've had 2 this year that weren't gonna be much, and they were the big ones, so, we're gonna go on that next year, so, but anyway, beyond that, we've just been doing odd jobs, getting our equipment ready, changing oils, getting things ready for the season to go out and start working, and once we get this project done out there, we will probably start working on a couple of roads. I've got North Shore and South Shore, on my project list this year. North Shore is just gonna be repaired and repaved. South Shore, there's a corner there that's real tight, and we're gonna re-gutter that. We have Oates and Associates doing some engineering on that, and we're gonna get a little better drainage out there and then pave that road too. So those are my 2 projects right now that I've got going for this year. A couple more might be added if we have the time, so. Beyond that, any questions or?
No.
Nope, thank you.
Good job. Okay, assessor submitted his report, and trustees. Anything?
I'm good this
I don't have anything.
Okay. Senior Center, we've had a lot going on and a lot coming up. We have our prom actually coming up April 5th, and it's really cool. The high school gets involved with that, and they bring about 25 students, and they help with the trays and serve, and then they dance with all the seniors and stuff. So it's always a great time. And we're actually having tickets this year because it seems like that's worked out really well, so we can gauge on how many people, because we can only fit about 140 people total in here, so you can still move. So anyway, but if you want a ticket or you want to be involved, make sure you get here. They'll go up next week. Then we got the Volkswagen. We're going to be going a little down south and east. We're going to watch the eclipse, and so I'm really excited about that. We went to the boathouse last week and the butterfly house. I heard really good things about that. We had our first rider come from the unincorporated area just to come up to play bingo. So she's coming up regularly. And so and I'm hoping that spurs other people,
Right.
you know. So that's a real good story. She's met a lot of friends. We're doing some things a lot. We've got the taxes going on, free taxes, which is a great service. If you know any seniors or anybody that needs help with their taxes, we're here. All they got to do is sign up with the ladies in the back, and then we'll get you on the appointment. They're here on Wednesdays and Thursdays through tax day. We got early voting going on through next Tuesday. And I'm also excited, we're going to be, we got a cash register now, and so we even got, we're doing credit cards. So we're moving on up in here. It's not getting a whole lot of action yet because they like the cash, but as we move forward, I think it will. So, and it's good to have that. So anyway, today we had a suggestion session. It was a lot of fun. Gabby and I hosted it, and we had a packed house, and it was over an hour-long meeting just about their senior center and what they wanted to see, and just any issues and things. But it was very, very positive, and I was really happy about that. So everything's going good here at the CSC. Moving forward to old business.
Clerk?
Oh, sorry, clerk. Don't want to
The
skip you, Jim.
only thing I have to add is we're gonna be doing the thing for HHH, and I did get a letter from Dana requesting our support again, and very nice letter. If you guys want a copy, I'll shoot it to you.
Yeah, and when we get to that, I'll have you maybe do some highlights on that. Old business, update on the CSC parking lot and building improvement projects. I wanted to give you guys an update because I was a little frustrated with the canopy. I was told that was going to be done.
I was gonna say something to you when I walked in.
And so, anyway, what happened is somehow when they were digging, there was an issue of where the pillar was going to be, and this was crazy. It had to be, I think it was 2 or 4 foot of concrete to hold these pillars. I'm like, hey, there's no way the wind's going to blow up 4 foot of concrete, but that's what the code called for, right? And so where they ran into a problem when they were digging, so they had to move these pillars a little bit because it was just gonna cause a mess. So when they did that though, I guess that they had to remanufacture the actual canopy where the legs would land, and so they had to customize it. And so anyway, there was a little backlog. I'm told in an emails the last week of March that it will be done. So by next meeting, that's what I'm promised. Also, there's been a delay on the cooling in there, and it's very frustrating, but I sent out a message today saying, listen, you have till next meeting or we're gonna rebid it. All right, we paid for the next meeting just to respond. Tell me what your timetable is. I was told that they would be in here on February. That didn't happen. I don't know, but we paid for all the equipment. I understand that the equipment is in. And so we'll figure out what the holdup is. But we got a great deal on the thing, so I really would like to stick with them and not have to rebid it all.
He told me today that they applied for the building permit last week and they're just waiting for the city.
Great. Awesome, thanks.
Get back to them.
Perfect. Okay, and so that's just the update I wanted to keep you guys informed with. New business, the approval of the resolution. Little miswords there, but it's okay, it's all good. We have the ladies from the Women's Club here, and we have President Mary Jackson. Would you like to say just a couple of things? This is about our Empty Bowl, and just a little background. The Empty Bowl for over 10 years, I guess 11 years, was hosted completely by the Collinsville Women's Club. And they did a great job with it. But it was getting to be overwhelming, and the township has helped out over the last several years. And so they came to us last year and said, hey, let's really work together last year, and then maybe next year you take it. And so that's what we did this year, but the Women's Club was really involved still, and Mary's their president.
Yeah, and I gotta say that the township did great taking over and really got into it and did an excellent job. We were really happy to work with you this year and hopefully in the near future.
Yeah, well, we definitely need your help because I learned for the first year, I've been just doing the MC work for 10 years on it, but there's a lot of little details, and people might know that I'm not about the little details, I'm about big picture. And so there's a lot of details that afterwards, my staff and I, we are going through a list of things that we'd like to do better, and but overall, it was great. We've ended up raising more money this year than last year, so that's going to be good. And you guys did an excellent job too with, I guess you're going to give us the amount that you brought in on ticket sales and
Yes,
things.
our part was $4,072, and then the township brought in a lot more money, so,
But-
yeah,
right.
between the two entities, we did really well.
Right,
Yeah,
so
we're really
anyway,
happy.
but thank you so much for everything that you've done. And what we're going to do is we're going to have one big check presentation at our next meeting. All right, after we hopefully pass what we do here tonight, get their money, and we'll make one presentation all together. So
Sounds good.
anyway, but thank you for coming to the meeting, ladies, and everything you've done. And I do want to mention, while we're on the Empty Bowl, one thing I was proud of is we started something brand new, is the Collinsville Township Jerry Christopher Volunteer of the Year Award. And I think it's really important that the township recognize people that are doing really good in the community, that sometimes, a lot of times, don't get recognized, because I think then it drives other people to want to get involved too, when they see that recognition. But she's here tonight, Kitty Metcalf. So Kitty, awesome job. She's been involved for 20 years in Collinsville, just many organizations. So thank you for all you've done. And she did so many gift cards, and she was in every single meeting working on the Empty Bowl. So thank you. All right. With that, though, we have a resolution in front of us that the township will donate what we did last year and the year before that of the $2,500 that's going to go into the Empty Bowl. And then that will be a part of the check that will be presented to the food pantry. And that's the number of the resolution there.
Motion to approve resolution 2024-R03.
Second.
Support.
All right. And roll call.
Trustee Sewell? Yes. Ball?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
Do we have our totals from everything? that we
Yeah,
raised?
so it's going to be,
Or ballpark it?
oh yeah, it's just over 15,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Good.
so,
Is that including the $2,500?
yes, that includes that. But what I was going to say, that's over what last year was. I don't know if I would say the attendance was comparable,
I
but
think it was better.
yeah, there was parts of it that was better. I think the energy in the room was a little bit better, and I think that it was really important because that first year you change something, that's kind of scary, right? Something had to be done changing it, and I think we can build on that. We have some good ideas and stuff, so.
Good job.
Yeah, but, and I want to really thank my staff, Don and Tara especially. They really went above and beyond for a month working on this thing, so. It was a crazy few days, but we got through it, so. Moving forward, let's do the support of the HHH program. Collinsville Township has been involved with this for several years. I went there last year, but I know, Jim, you're involved with it almost every day. You really enjoy it. Maybe you can kind of give us a little, what goes on at HHH?
Yeah, so the HHH, there's two portions to it. The main portion is the summertime program. It's 8 weeks long, Monday through Thursday. The emphasis really is feeding children that need feeding, because during the summertime, I mean, a lot of kids rely on the schools for their breakfast and their lunch, and during the summertime, that disappears unless you're going to summer school. So, that's what this program really supplements, and we typically have around 100 kids that come and attend every day. And then on Thursdays, they send home this take-home-a-sack thing, which that happens at school now, but that happens, and that's coordinated also with the food pantry. That happens on Thursday, so most kids take a big bag of food home that gets them through the weekend. So, and then there's all kinds of activities. The second part of HHH, which is ongoing during the school year, is we do tutoring for students, which is another important aspect of it, and they provide snacks and stuff for them there. So she had asked us to up our give from last year because, as you know, food costs have gone out of sight, and that's primarily what the money we donate goes to, is purchasing food.
And this comes out of, just so you guys know, the program for youth that we started, that line item. And there's plenty of money in the budget and stuff, so I'm in support for giving a little bit more, and so it's up to you guys though. So,
I'm good with that.
okay, all right, so you make the motion?
I'll motion if we adopt resolution, what is that, 2024 R04?
Yep.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call?
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes. And the next item, approval of the agenda for the annual town meeting to be held April the 9th. And got that sent in your package. It starts at 6 o'clock. And I had mentioned our suggestions session, but it's kind of like that. It is your meeting. It is the town meeting where you guys are in charge and you get to speak up and say whatever you'd like to say. And I really love it. I think that every unit of government should do this. I mean, of course, you can go to their meetings and speak, but this is a special meeting just dedicated to that, and it's one of my favorite meetings of the year because I get to give a speech. But anyway, the agenda is there, and we'll just take a motion to accept that agenda.
Motion to accept agenda as posted for the annual town meeting.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right, roll call.
Trustee Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yes.
Ball?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes. And last thing before we break, just my comments. I just want to say that I'm very, very proud of where the township has come. There's a lot of day-to-day stuff that people don't see, but things are really smoothing out. And Office Manager Don, you've done a really good job learning all the books, the QuickBooks, and there's just a lot of things in it. I never knew right when I started that it would take so long to really hit, like, what's the word I want to use, but just the runway where everything feels like it's coming together. And it really, for the first time, I said this just a couple weeks ago, I'm like, man, it feels like everything is finally coming together. And then something else pops up, but it really does. And it's taken a long time to learn all the processes and how to make things better. But with that, I'm also proud of, I was talking to somebody the other day that I go, because the little white cards came out. And you see how much looks like our taxes are going to be going up because the values of our homes are all rising, right? And it's, I was talking to somebody, they go, I don't mind paying taxes, but I want something for it. I want to feel like that I'm getting a good service, and so that's what I feel like that the township is really doing on, as tonight, HHH, the Empty Bowl, here at this senior center, our roads department, we are really trying, and I'm so proud that when you look at our tax rate from where we started until when we're done with it this term, it might be half That's how much the tax rate for the township is gonna go down. And I'm very proud of that, because I believe that every unit of government should levy what they need, not just levy if the property, if their values are going up, and that's what's going on. And it's, we can't solve everybody's problem, but I really do. If anybody sees this or talks about it, they should follow our lead on it. They should levy what they need instead of just whatever they can. So, anyway, I'm proud of the job that we're all doing, so. Anyway, that's all I have. We have one item on the agenda. Hoping it won't take long at all, but there's nothing after that if anybody wants to leave, but it's a motion to go into closed session. Clerk?
Right, so we need a motion to go into closed session to discuss appointment, employment, compensation, performance, or dismissal of an employee, and pending or probable litigation against township.
Motion to approve, go into closed session.
Second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.